Hi, let's solve this JAMB problems. These are very common questions you will come across when you do JAMB past questions. So the first one is on integration. So I've not seen any of these questions before. I'm just seeing them for the first time. The random questions from the JAMB app that I use. This is a very simple question. All you need to do here is integrate. So when we're integrating, we're going to integrate each of these numbers individually. So I'm going to integrate this first. So when I integrate, I'm going to add 1 to the power and divide by the sum of this here. Same thing here, 1 to the power. Then the power of x is 1, so you add 1 to 1. Then since this has no coefficient, we're going to give it a coefficient. So the integral of a constant is, you're going to add x to it. So here I have 5x to the power of 4 over 4 plus 7x to the power of 3 over 3 minus 2x squared over 2 plus 5x plus c. And that, okay, so 2 cancels 2 here. So that's 5x to the power of 4 over 4 plus 7x cubed over 3 minus x squared plus 5x plus c. That is option B. Now for the second question, we have probability. What's the probability of picking letter A from obstruction? So obstruction. So we have two T's, 1, 2. And we have how many letters in total? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this is really simple. So probability is the number of, I think expected outcomes, something like that, over number of possible outcomes. So this is just serene. What you really need to write is the number of the ones that you're looking for, which is 2. I have 2 T's over the total number, which is 11. This is a quick question. Don't waste time on it. Move to the next one. Now this is not visible. I don't understand what they're doing, so I'm just going to skip this. OGIF is constructed using cumulative frequency table. That's a cumulative frequency graph there. Now this is a short question. So number 5. Root 12 minus root 3, very common question, solves. So you're going to rationalize. To rationalize, we're going to multiply by the conjugate of the denominator. So this is our denominator. The conjugate is simply the same, just change the sign. Same group of numbers with a different sign. So we have root 12 times root 12. That's this times this. That'll give you 12. Then you have root 12 times root 3. That will give you root 36. You're done with root 12. Then root 3 times root 12. That's minus root 36. Then root 3 times minus root 3. That's positive 3. When you have a solid multiplying a solid of the same kind, the square root goes. Then for the denominator, the expansion of the denominator is simpler. It follows a simple pattern. All you need to do is pick this first one, get rid of the square root, put a minus sign, pick the second one, get rid of the square root. That's all. So you pick the first one, get rid of the square root, put a minus sign. It's always minus. Pick the second one, get rid of the square root. That's what you do there. It changes to white. Yeah. So this will be 12 plus 3. By the way, root 36 is 6, and root 36 is 6. And this is over 9. So that's 12 plus 3 is 15. 15 minus 12 over 9. That's 3 over 9. That's 1 over 3. That's option B. Find the sum to infinity of this series. So this is number 6. Sum to infinity formula is this one, a over 1 minus r. Very important you know this formula. So your a is the first term, so our first term here is 1 over 2. Our common ratio is the second term divided by the first one, so that's 1 over 6 divided by 1 over 2, which is simply 1 over 6 times 2 over 1. By the way, look at the calculator in JAMB. This, you see that it doesn't do you much help. You have to know how to calculate by yourself. So 2 here 1, 2 here 3. So your common ratio is 1 over 3. So I'm going to put that into this. So a over 1 minus 1 over 3. So how do you use that calculator to do 1 minus 1 over 3? You cannot use it. So all you need to do to subtract this, a is what's our a again? A is 1 over 2. So we're going to put that so concentrated on the denominator. So 1 is the same thing as 3 over 3. So I just pick this denominator. Then I have 1 over 3 here. So that's 1 over 2 divided by 2 over 3, right? So 1 over 2 divided by 2 over 3, which gives you 1 over 2 divided by 2 over 3, just for clarity, which is 1 over 2 times 3 over 2. So it switches, which gives you 3 over 4, and that's option C. Okay, another integration question, number 7. So 2 integration questions so far. So we're integrating 6x squared minus 2x plus 1. So where do you go? So again, we integrate one after the other. So this will be 6, 2 plus 1, or 2 plus 1. This is, remember, we add 1 to 1 here. Then that's 1 plus 1. Then when we have a number, a constant, we add x to it. Since it's 1, we don't need to write 1. So this will be 6x to the power of 3 over 3 minus 2x squared over 2 plus x plus c, of course, which is the constant, which always follows indefinite integrals. So 3 goes here 1 and 3 goes here twice. 2 here 1, 2 here 1. So you have 2x cubed minus x squared plus x plus c. Let's see if that's there. That's option B. Now a student measures a piece of rope and found that percentage error. Another formula you need to remember, that is percentage error is the error over the actual value times 100. So to get the error, we do with the length, it doesn't really matter, 1.26 minus 1.25. So what's the actual value? It was 1.26. If the actual length of the room is 1.25, so that's what comes here, 1.25. Take note, it's the actual length that comes at the bottom here. So we have 0.01 1.25 times 100. So how do you do this without the calculator? First, multiply the top. So since I'm multiplying with 2 zeros, I'm going to move this twice. So 1, 2. So that's 1 over 1.25. Now, when you have a decimal at the bottom, you move the decimal twice again. So that's 1, 2. So we're going to add 2 zeros here. This is primary school stuff. So that's 100 or 125. Now, 25 can go here. Although you can use 5, but I know 25 can go here 4 times. You need to be fast. So that's 4 over 5. Okay, one side is in decimal. I like to do fractions a lot. Anyway, the decimal for this is 0.8%. That's a simple one to do. Now, for this one, this is a little unclear. This is the number 9. So you have 3 circles this way. This is shaded. This is shaded, and this is shaded. So this is P, this is Q, and this is R. So this portion is not shaded. So basically I have P and Q involved in this, but R is not involved. Okay, so we could call this P intersection Q, and so this part is P intersection. I'm gonna use a different color of arrow. This part here, this part is P intersection Q. This portion is P intersection R. Okay, so since so it's actually going to be the union of both of them. So that's P intersection Q union P intersection R. It's union and not intersection because, so you have, let's look at the options. We have the first one is union, is exactly what I chose. So it's A and not B. Okay, no, B is out of it. Okay, the other option they could have put is use this here. So they didn't even put this here, so that makes it easy for you. So it's not this because here you see that the whole place is shaded. If it was going to be intersection, this and this, oh, I need to cover this. So this and this one here would not be there. Okay, I hope that was clear. Maybe we'll do a video on sets to make it clearer. Now we go to another sort. This is a pretty simple one again. Plus 2, so we're going to square this, and with 6 minus 2 we're going to square this. This is number 10 here. Okay, so squaring this, so there's a short way. We just square this. The square of root 6 is 6. Then in the middle, I've shown this sometime before, you multiply this 2, that will give you 2 root 6. Then you multiply it by 2 again, so that's 4 root 6. Then you square this 2, that gives you 4. The minus, make sure you keep this in a bracket because of this minus sign. So we use the same method, we square this, that will give us positive 6. Then we multiply this 2, that's minus root 6 and minus 2. That will give you minus 2 root 6. Then multiply by 2, which gives us minus 4 root 6. Then we square minus 2, which gives you positive 2. So now you can open the bracket without any fear. So this minus changes minus to positive, so 4 root 6. This minus changes minus to negative. Okay, I forgot to square this. This should have been 4 and not 2. So that is 4. Our signs are all over the place. Forgive me. So this is minus and this is plus. Okay. So 6 minus 6. This goes away. 4 root 6. This goes away. So we have 4 plus 4, which is 8. 8 is not in my options. I might have made a mistake somewhere. Alright, let me redo number 10. So root 6 plus 2 squared. Alright, let's solve this first. So root 6 plus 2, root 6 plus 2, 6 times root 6 is 6, root 6 times 2 is 2 root 6. Then we have 2 root 6, 2 times 2 is 4. So that's 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 4 root 6. That's what you get from this first one. We have root 6 plus, not plus this time, minus 2 squared, so that's root 6 minus 2, root 6 minus 2. So root 6 times root 6 is 6. Then you have 2 root 6, then minus 2 times root 6, that's minus 2 root 6. Then you have positive 4 here. So that gives you 6 plus 4 is 10. This is minus 4 root 6. Okay, so if we put, I saw it now, we could have done this as difference of 2 squares. It did not occur to me. Anyway, let's see. Hopefully this works this time. So 4 root 6 minus 10 minus 4 root 6. So we have 10 plus 4 root 6 minus 10 plus 4 root 6. Okay, I can already see my answer. 10 cancels 10, so I have 8 root 6 is your answer. So I'm wondering why the other one didn't work the last time. Because I made a mistake. But this is your answer now. Number 11. The binary operation is defined by this. Alright, so binary operations. I really like this question. So A asterisk B is A raised to the power of B. And A asterisk 2 is 2 minus A. Find the possible values of A. So let's pick another color. So this is this, okay, and this is this. So that means A asterisk 2 is the same thing as A to the power of 2, right? Since A asterisk B is A raised to the power B. So A asterisk 2 is also A squared. So work with me. Like I said, I'm seeing this question for the first time. No cheating. So since A asterisk 2 is this, and A asterisk 2 is also this, that means that A squared is equal to 2 minus A. So this is a quadratic equation here. So that's A squared plus A minus 2 is 0. So quadratic equation here, we find two numbers that multiply to give us minus 2. That's the number. And two numbers that add, the same two numbers will add to give us the equation of A, which is 1. Those two numbers have to be probably 2 and 1. So one has to be negative, one of them has to be negative, and we'll get to that. So 2 and 1, how do you get positive 1 from here? The bigger one has to be positive, smaller one has to be negative, bigger one positive, smaller one negative. So plus 2 times minus 1 is minus 2, and plus 2, oh, I always write times here. This is plus. So plus 2 plus minus 1 is plus 1. Apologies if this was confusing. So sorry, this should have been plus here. So in other words, A, these are my numbers here. So plus 2 and A minus 1 is 0. So A plus 2 equals to 0. So A equals to minus 2. And A minus 1 equals to 0. So A equals to 1. Okay, so this is the solution here. So you could just rewind to see it clearer. Okay, so our answer is 1 and minus 2, that's D. Okay, solve for T in this equation. Solve for T number 12. We're solving for T, we still have some time. So 3 over 4 T plus 1 over 3, 2 into 1 minus T equals to 11. Okay, so we can do, let's open the bracket first. That's 1 over 3 to 21, that's going to give you 7. This will be T over 3 equals to 11. So whenever you have a fraction, you multiply it through by the LCM. Our LCM here is 12 because I have 4 and I have 3. So if you multiply by 12, you have 3 over 4T. You have 12 into bracket 7. You have 12 T over 3 equals to 11. So 4 here 1, 4 here 3, that's 90 is 84. This is 4, so that's 4T equals to 11. So you have 90 minus 4T equal to 11 minus 84. So I'm already seeing the problem. This gives us 5T equals to minus 73, which is none of the answers here, except if this was maybe except I made a mistake. So multiply by 12, 12, yeah, 4 and 12 is 3, 3 times 3 is 9, yes, 7 times 12 is 84, 40, yeah. So I don't think I made a mistake, so let me just finish this up. So T will be equals to minus 73 over 5, which would be minus That's 14 whole number 3 over 5. The answer is not here, so maybe the answer is incorrect. Question is not correct. Alright, number 13, we have 2 more questions after this. What is the probability that an integer chosen at random, so I have x between this range here. Okay, so the integers within this range are 1, 2, basically all the numbers 2, 25. So 1 and 5 are included, and 25 are included because of the equal sign in the inequality here. Then chosen, okay, so we say is divisible by both. So let's look at the question. What's the probability that an integer, so we've listed all the integers here, chosen at random is divisible by 2 and 3. So what numbers are divisible by 2 and 3 here? We need to write them here. So this is a case of a non-mutually exclusive event. So 2 and 3, not just, so 2 and 3, 2 is not part, so that will be 6, then 12, then 18, then 24. So these are the numbers that are divisible by 2 and 3. 2 and 3 can go into 6, can go into 12, can go into 18, can go into 24. So how many numbers are these? 4 numbers. How many numbers it is? 25 numbers. So that's probability is 4 over 25. That's option C. Factorize completely. So this is number 14 now. We're almost done. So 4abx minus 2axy minus 12b squared x plus 6bxy. Okay, so alright, let's factorize these two together first. So what is common here? The number 2 is common, and the letter a and x, letters a and x are common. So what would you have left here? You would have 2. There will be no more a, there will be no more x, so there will be a b. The minus, there will be no 2, there will be no a, there will be no x, there will be a y. So then on the other side, the number 6 is common, and okay, 6 is common, x is also common, so okay, b is common also, so we have 2, then we have b. Okay, so the sign is going to be minus because minus times minus gives us back the plus we started with. Take note of that. Then what would you have? You will not have 6 again, you will not have b and x, you have only y. So good. You can see that 2b minus y is common, so you take it out. You have 2ax minus 6xb. Okay, so here 2 and 6. So what we could have done at the beginning was factor out 2. That's one way of doing it, but we can also factor out the 2 here at this point here. So at this point we factor 2 out. That would have been a better way of doing it. Factor 2 at the beginning, but it's still not bad at this point. So 2 comes out here. 2x, by the way, 2x, because x is common. So that will be 2b minus y. Then 2x is out, so I have a minus 3b. So let's look for it. 2b minus y, a minus 3b. That's this one, a. So you have to look carefully at the questions again. That's another thing.